Yeah, Medicare is hurting right now. I would put more money into Medicare. Now, I know you guys liked the Iraq War, many of you. I did not. If we could have taken 10% of the money we wasted in that terrible war in Iraq and caused young men to die. You don't want you think somehow that this terrible war that did so much damage is an irrelevancy. No, it's an example of a mindset.
Yes or no? Yes or no? We're talking about George Bush. Is Medicare bankrupt or not?
No, well, all right, let me answer this. Is Medicare bankrupt? No, it's not technically bankrupt. I am struck by those who think laughter substitutes for logic, and I guess if that's all you got, that's what you go with. The fact is that Medicare does need an additional source of revenue, and I believe it can come from several places. One is increased taxation on people. Yes. When you're through yelling, call me.
One question at a time. Quiet down.
No, these aren't. Again, people don't like to think. Here's the deal. If I say something that they think might be popular with the people, then they don't want to get it out. I think taxing people over $325,000 income is a good thing. It will have no negative effect on the economy. Proposals in here to tighten up overseas tax evasion are a good thing. There are proposals in here to tighten up. Well, just because you yell doesn't mean the facts aren't going to get out. The proposals in the bill to tighten up on American corporations that are shipping activities overseas and evading taxes, which could raise tens and tens of billions of dollars a year, are good things. I don't understand why you're against them. Because Obama proposed, they're in this bill. That money would go, that's what's in the bill to help pay for Medicare. It is increased taxation of incomes above $225,000 and dealing with overseas tax evasion. So yeah, that would bail out Medicare very easily, and I think it makes a great deal of sense. I am surprised at this defense of overseas tax evasion. I wouldn't have thought, many of you would have thought that a good idea. But we have American corporations that send business overseas and evade taxes, and the tax evasion is an incentive to send the jobs overseas. We could end that and save and make tens and tens of billions of dollars a year. That's a good thing in and of itself.
I'm Congressman Frank. My name is Reverend Steve Kelly, and I'm from Norton. And I first want to thank you and your office for, when I was going homeless, myself and my wife, due to disabilities, we called your office, and within a week, we were in subsidized housing. And I really appreciate that. It's made a world of difference in my life. My question today is, we've seen a pattern since the Obama administration started of people sneaking in the night making amendments such as, Congressman Waxman. There's an omnibus bill that was thrust through very quickly before people really got to go ahead and read it. The stimulus package, same thing. We finally got a hold on this health care package so that people might be able to read it. And it is in language that I can't understand. Now, we were promised we'd have change that we can believe in. So far, if we are going and having all these changes, and I haven't got a clue as to what they are, how can I believe in it? How can we trust the government that's shoving things through without letting us have a reasonable discussion?
The issue is, we are having a reasonable discussion, occasionally interrupted by hooting, but it's generally a reasonable discussion. And this is not being hurried through. It is being debated. We're here talking about it. It's been debated most of the year. It's being debated now. It's not going to be voted on until the fall. So it is being discussed. Now, you talk about the language. Yes, bills have to be precise. And there is this part when it refers to other sections, so it does take a little bit of extra work. That's why people have been willing to talk about it, to put it up on the internet. So the answer is, I don't understand how that criticism applies to this bill. I'm working very hard on the financial regulation to try and deal with the manipulations that got us in trouble. We have had hearings on those. People complained about too many hearings. Wall Street doesn't like it. You have a lot of supporters. Those of you who don't want us to tax the overseas tax evasion also apparently don't like us restraining derivatives and cutting down on leverage. We're going to do both of those things. We have been debating them for a very long time. We passed the bill on executive compensation. We will set up a consumer protection agency. We passed the bill to restrict credit cards over the objection of many people, including the people on Wall Street. And we are debating those for a long time. So the answer is, with this bill, it is not being rushed through anywhere. It is now being discussed very openly for some time.
I believe that this was caused by inaction being done and holding it up, so that's the only thing that caused it to be held up, so there is discussion. It's been tried to go ahead and get it done before the recess.
No,
my real question is, how do we trust the government that goes ahead and shoves these things through before we have a clue as to what's in them? There are earmarks being written in and amendments put in and then voting on them the next day.
No, that's simply not true about this bill. It isn't true. Look, people don't like it. Sir, I'm saying, people don't like the homeless programs we've had. People think that's socialism. People don't like Medicare. People don't like a lot of things. We do them, and I am just baffled. I guess you don't want to take yes for an answer. We're having a long discussion about this bill. People objected to it going too quickly, so it hasn't gone too quickly. Now you can argue this bill is going too quickly, baffles me. All right, well, it isn't so. Well, and you ask me, how can you trust the government? Let me answer the way I answered before. Who ever told you to trust the government? You live in a democracy. Don't trust the government. Use your own individual initiative. Don't excuse me, sir. May I respond?
That's why we're here. We're here.
Some of you object when I answer others of you. You're the second one who's asked me about trusting the government. I never asked anybody to trust the government. The government's not your lover, your father, your doctor. The government isn't anything separate.
Not your doctor?